Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the shoulder rig that I featured in my last video. And AK is okay. Thank you for your suggestion. I appreciate it. Alright, so first off, this is an amalgamation type of rig, so various different things. It's not a one-stop shop kind of purchase. For example, the V-lock plate is actually from my Steadicam rig. I just mounted it onto the shoulder rig because it makes it easier to go back and forth. Another example of this is this small rig rod mount. So this part actually didn't come with the rig, so I just needed something to attach the V-lock on the back. I highly recommend little things like this because it really makes your rig more versatile. Now let's take a look at the pros that come along with this rig. I will have a link of every single item here featured in the description down below. So if you're interested in checking any of those out, please do. And while you're down there, hit the like button, comment, give that YouTube algorithm some love. All right, so first, one of the major pros for this rig is not just the rig itself, but the dove plate that it comes with. Now, if you haven't used a dove plate before, usually you keep this attached to your tripod, your Steadicam, or anything. I have a few of them, so I just go from rig to rig without ever mounting or unmounting. So it just slides right on down here. You lock it and you're set. You don't need to bust your screwdriver out or anything and remount it to anything. So if you want to go from one tripod to a dolly and you have an extra dove plate on there, you just slide this right on in. It's beautiful when it works. It's something that can save a heck of a lot of time and make sure you stay focused on just getting your shot, not setting up the rig. And one of the best features too is if it's still loose, you don't tighten it, it has this stopping plate. So either way, it's not gonna fall off. It'll keep your camera intact whether you have the Blackmagic or the red on here. I highly recommend a good set of dovetail plates. It will make your life so much better. Now this rig was actually specifically made for the Ursa Mini Pro. So you can tell by the shape, it's supposed to fit the Ursa Mini in here and be tight and snug. But I chose it anyway because of everything that it came with. Now I've used it for quite a bit so far and it is comfortable. But the amount of weight that's get on here, this shoulder pad is actually really comfy. And that's something that I absolutely love, especially for long shoots. And running shoulder rig for most of the day was actually not a pain in the butt. So another pro of this rig is the mounts. So you have a ton of different options. So even though it was made for the Ursa Mini, I just like to have this here because I can mount whatever I want. It's perfect. And it also has a rosette handle at the bottom too. And two others on each side right here, one on this side and one on this side. It includes two 1/4-20 mounts for mounting your camera. Now these slide freely and they won't come out, so you won't be losing them anytime soon. On the back here, you got 3 1/4-20 mounts right here that you can use to attach anything. I used one of them to attach this small rig rod mount adapter, which I highly recommend. It is an absolute must to be able to make anything attachable on the back. It comes with a pair of 8-inch and 12-inch 15mm rods. Now this whole setup is based in the 15mm rod ecosystem, so if that's something, if you have 19-inch, most people have 15 now, so it shouldn't be a huge problem. The top plate has multiple 1/4-inch ports for you to use. As I always say, the more the merrier. Top handle itself also has multiple different mounting options on it with the 1/4 and 1/2 inch, not only going down, but also in the side as well. It has a 15mm rod sideways adapter part, I don't know what you would call it, but if you want to put a rod in sideways right here, you can. All the securing mounts are flexible, so if, say for example like here, if you need to turn one of these, you can simply just pull it out and push it back down, and now you're ready to continue turning for any one of them. So none of them will get in the way of each other. So that was every single one, and that is an excellent feature to have, especially with something like this right here where they can possibly get in the way. The handle itself is a slide-on mount that you fasten, so you slide it right there, and then you fasten it to secure it in place. The handles themselves are rosetted at each of the anchor points, which is perfect. It adds way more flexibility. Pull them off, it has these switches. So instead of the fastening screws, they are actually these mounts, so it makes it so much quicker adjusting the rods. And these ones can actually fit both 15 and the 19 millimeter. It comes with a rosette arm extender, which you can attach on any side. And I actually use my Israeli arm to just go right on in there and attach my monitor, so I can have, instead of an EVF, just a good sized monitor. Now with the rosette arm, you can also use, for example, if you want to just use one of the handles, and it makes it much more versatile. That's what I absolutely love about this rig. It is so flexible with whatever you want to do, and even though it says it's specifically designed for the Ursa Mini, you can do anything with it. And if you wanted to attach a red on here, perfect. It'll fit. And you can use it to whatever, and you can make it to suit your needs however you want or however you see fit. Another pro is that you can choose to remove this portion if you want and not have anything. So you could just unscrew these and you can have this whole top and side piece removed if you don't need it, if you want everything else mounted straight to your camera. Alright, so there are a few cons with this rig, and first off, the handle. I don't like it. Even though it has a hot shoe adapter in the front, which is really awesome, it's so awkward to hold. So if I hold it like this with the camera and everything, there's no support. I just feel like I'm holding it by the tail. And if I hold it up front, it's no better because I'm going to be brushing up against light or monitor or whatever I have here. And you really want to hold it at the center of gravity right here, but it has all of this right here blocking it. It's not very ergonomical. So for example, even though it feels more comfortable holding it from here, you're holding it, all the weight is going down right here. So instead of holding it right like this, which would be the better option, it still makes it kind of front heavy. And then it's just kind of awkward for me personally. Even though I love all the mounted handles and stuff, it's not kind of what I was expecting from it. Continuing on the handle, if I don't want this and I just want it attached straight to the top of here, I can't do it. Or if I just wanted to attach it to the top of my camera, you have to have this right here, unfortunately. One of the other cons is it doesn't come with a way to add this. Like if you wanted to do this right here that I have, you can't do it unless you buy this rod adapter for the back, because it only has single lane mounting options. So if you wanted to mount the top part right here and just use that down here, you can't, because it requires 2 1/4-inch screws to mount onto it. Another con is if you wanted to switch to this side, so say if you have a left-handed camera operator and you wanted to have the smart side on the left side, you can't. It's only on this side because there's no thread holes right here. One of the other cons that I have is that it doesn't come with a follow focus or a matte box, but how can you complain when you get this kind of price difference? Overall, this is a fantastic rig setup for any camera, I think. Alright guys, this has been a quick look at the Ursa Mini shoulder rig from CAMTREE, which should be for honestly any camera, and any other shoulder rig that I've looked at didn't have these components. But with this combo, I believe you can have any camera rigged out and honestly look super cool and also be the most useful for you and the most bang for your buck, I believe. Thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button, comment down below with anything that you think I might have missed, or if you have any other questions about this rig, I'll go ahead and answer every single one of them. Give that YouTube algorithm some love, and I'll see you guys next time.